What's up, traders? Welcome back to Daily Recap. I hope you had a great weekend. Today price action was kind of sideways really for most of the day, and you can clearly see there's really not a lot of movement. When it's a day like this, I honestly don't really trade that much, just because you know, it's just not ideal trading conditions. And you can trade it as a range, because you can see the price goes up, down, up, down. So when I came in, the daily candle looked a little bearish, but it also had some neutral vibe to it. And the reason I say neutral, I'll show you why. And yeah, we do have a nice uptrend working up, and I was expecting the price to come back to this top of the range, because we do have a break new low already played out. But then again, I also actually expecting the price to go even higher because of this larger move on Friday. But again, you can't really tell where the price is going. Nobody can, but it is what it is. So when I came in, this is what I saw basically. So the reason I said, again, my notes saying prices to the downside with a neutral bias. The reason I said neutral bias is because we have this huge support right here, and prices fail to make to come back down to test these areas right here at the trend channel. So that's the reason I said neutral. And I said on daily we have inside candle with an uptrend in play, which by uptrend I mean the daily uptrend, not uptrend like, you know, here in 2000 tick chart. So I hope I don't confuse anybody with that. Maybe I should be more clear. But I said need more price action to see where the price is going, and for now stick with short-term trend channels to stay on the right side of the market. So my first trade was pre-market, and this is, I do have a question for you guys, or for people out there who actually been trading this strategy for a long time. This is a second entry. Again, to me it looks like a second entry short. I entered on the engulfing bar to minimize the risk, and like I said, it closed below the EMA, break new low expected. Now obviously we have a trend channel working down, and a break and new low expected. So my question to all the people out there who've been doing this for a long time is, what's the proper channel here in this particular scenario? Because this is the way I see it, and this is also how I see it as well. If you just adjust your trend channel like this, because you already have a break already here and you low already in play. Do you take this short or do you skip it? So like I said, I think some of the trend channels can be very subjective, because like I said, people look at the price action differently. Now some of them are, you know, pretty obvious, you know, like for example this one right here is pretty obvious, this one's pretty obvious, but some are very up to the user basically, you know, up to the trader I should say, not user. Some of them are up to the trader, and I mean, I don't think this is wrong. I think this is fine as well, break new low, but I also think that this is also correct. So again, I don't think there's a wrong or right answer here, but yeah, I'm just curious as to how, you know, you guys saw it and whatnot. Anyways, any input would be appreciated. But this is my first trade of the day. Again, pre-market. Again, I like to trade pre-market sometimes because you can catch pretty nice trades at pre-market. And basically price fails to break the support right here, and we do have a failed breakout, and then you have another breakout of the bigger channel, and you also have basically price starts working down to the downside, and you do get a new low from the bigger channel, but you also have a smaller channel working down as well, and you do get a break of this channel as well. So both channels have played out, and I actually wanted to take trade here, did not get filled unfortunately. I should just left it and forget it, but I kept backing out in and out of that. So anyways, work in progress, right? But again, second entry long, new high for second entry long, second entry long, good signal bar. Both trends have played out, so good trade in my opinion for a scalp. And the price kind of works sideways here, and this is how I saw it. Maybe you have something different, but this is how I saw it. I do have a measure moved on the range as well. Basically, price breaks, creates new high, so you know that the shorter trend channel has been played out. You did get a lower high here, but these two trades I wasn't really sure about, just because, like I said, both trends have played out. So, but you do have a negative, or not negative, but you have a whatchamacallit, a short bias, right? So if you take this trade, you technically will be going with the trend, so you have the trend on your side. If you take this lower high, I probably would trade it on the engulfing bar. I don't think I would have waited for it to close. And then you do get a second entry long failure. Again, just to make sure, this one's kind of tricky because you gotta make sure you have enough room to get out, which you do, but it's again, it's risky, but whatever. And then you also get a triple test here. 13 ticks, not a bad single bar as well. Again, the AMA doesn't really matter in the range, so you just gotta watch out for the midline here and be cautious because it can act as a support and resistance. But again, midline is just, you know, a supporting indicator. It's not really, you shouldn't be basing your, you know, overall decisions on trades. But anyways, I was looking for actually a higher low here, which you get one here, but that's too far. I want this candle to be a higher low. If this candle was higher low, I would definitely take the trade because you're expecting the price to come back to these range. And price just goes back up, shoots up, basically have a breakout and it fails, and you get a second entry long failure here. I like this trade. The only negative I see is you going back. You can see that the not going back. You see that the range acting as a support and resistance. So taking a short here, it's a bit risky, but again, it does work out. And then you also get a second entry long here. Again, I think this is a better trade of all these three trades, just because again, it's second entry long and it's a triple test and you have a break and new low already played out. So solid trade in my opinion. Let me mark this as a triple test as well. And there you go. So solid trade. And basically after that, I kind of call it a day. Well, not call it a day, I took a break. And then I do want to mention how this purple line, which is the opening price, is also acting as support resistance. So you gotta be careful when you're trading this area. For example, if this candle right here would have been, well, you do get a second entry short here, failure. And you do get a second entry long here. But the problem with these trades, like in this area, first of all, it's a flat EMA. So number one, the signal bar could be better, but yeah, I wasn't sure about it. The reason that I want to risk it is because of flat EMA. I've got burned many times before with the flat EMA, so I just leave it alone and I just go to the next trade. And with this second entry short failure here, you get a new low here, first entry short, second entry short failure. The problem with this is it's just congested, right? You see how many bars are stacked together. They're not really inside bars, but you can see that there's just congestion here, and that's why I didn't want to take that trade. But it does confirm the trend line as well, so there's many reasons to like it. I decided not to take it. There is a little bit of overshoot here, and then you get overshoot here, so that pretty much cancels each other out. And that's how I saw the trend channel here. And then I basically took a break, and again, you can see how like the price, opening price, just acts as resistance and support. You can just see it here. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And my second trade of the day was basically failure, second entry long failure. Pretty straightforward. I was worried about the opening range line, the opening range, the opening price line. I did worry about that for a little bit, but I decided to take a stab short, and it worked out. And I mean, you can see, you can tell it's a pretty lucky trade, but you can also tell that price line, the opening price line, is just crucial to this day. I mean, it's not always like that, but it's just good to have it on there, because sometimes days like this will happen, and you can see how price reacts to these levels. So yeah, and I think I'm done for the day. I did trade my order flow today. I'm actually down on the order flow trading. I'm down about 130, which is no big deal. Again, I'm still working on, you know, my decision making on the order flow, just because I'm still kind of trying to figure things out. Just to make it clear, I don't trade second entries on order flow. Okay, I don't do that. Like I said before, I look for areas like this. And you see like a triple test here. Now you might have not taken the triple test here, but on an order flow chart, I probably would have. So anyways, I made a couple mistakes early on this morning with order flow, but anyways, down to 130, which is no big deal. I can make that back. But I think I'm gonna call it a day. Hopefully you got a good trading day today. Hopefully tomorrow price action will be better. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks, bye.